You don't come to Corpus Christi and talk about music and not pay your respects to the Queen. I can never figure out Corpus.
It's definitely like a melting pot. We have a lot of people that are into rap, people that are into like dance music, straight up into Tejano and Cumbia. We don't have to just listen to one genre of music, and that's kind of like a blessing to us, you know?
On this episode of 3 Shots, 3 Questions, we're in Corpus Christi, Texas. We're hanging with Latin Grammy nominated DJ producer El Dusty. And we're finding out how he's reinventing cumbia, mixing Latin classics with bass heavy beats. Dusty, I'd like to thank you for joining us.
Man, thanks for coming through the studio, man. And you guys are here, welcome anytime, so.
You know, Dusty, I know you've done a lot of interviews, but on this show, we take shots of tequila. We're gonna take a shot of tequila, I'll ask you a question, and then we'll repeat that for questions 2 and 3.
Okay.
A little different than Texas Monthly.
A little bit, yeah.
Let's get started.
All right. Oof, can you have that napkin over there? Sorry, Sasha.
You and music and that relationship, how did that start?
I mean, man, I've always wanted to be a DJ. When I was little, I asked my dad for like the all-in-one DJ in the box kind of thing. It was like a $500, 2 turntables and a mixer. And at that time, like, $500 might as well have been $10,000, you know what I'm saying? So my older brother, he was hanging out with the wrong crowd, you know? They brought home a bunch of equipment. I mean, it was like speakers, and they brought 2 Technic 1200s and a mixer, and we like set it all up in his room. We put the Mexican blanket on the table, we set up the turntables, the mixer, we got some slip mats, we got needles, everything. We had it all set up. We closed the door and he's like, all right, don't go in there until I come back, And so naturally the first thing I did was walk in and try to figure it all out. My uncle passed away. He had like 20,000 records, or I don't know how many records. And they show up with like a flatbed trailer at our house, and it's like full of boxes of records and tapes and 45s, all kinds of stuff. No equipment, but just like all the records. I was a teenager, I was kind of obsessed with music. I kind of got pretty good or whatever, and my brother started getting me gigs, and I was playing teen dances and weddings, anything that we could try to make some money. And yeah, man, that's kind of how it all started.
Shot number 2, question number 2.
I like tequila. Just not used to taking shots at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
You've been doing this, 2 decades now? But recently, I mean, and you've received a lot of accolades, and I'm gonna run down a list of them. Rolling Stone's top 10 new artists you need to know, Billboard's new Latin act to watch, Pandora's Latin artist to watch, Texas Monthly, the 30 things you need to know about Texas music, Latin Grammy nominated 2016. What was that moment when you said, hey, I might be onto something here?
Man, I guess like whenever Que La Pasa came out. When Que La Pasa came out, that was sort of this is what I'm gonna do, like I gotta figure this out. We knew we had a cool song, I didn't know that it was gonna do like anything what it did, but that was probably the fastest I've ever seen a song kind of take off. People can have their own, ways of doing things, but the way I like to do it is I like to make it really simple and plain Jane. I want everybody to listen to my music, not just a certain age group of people, so.
Yeah, it's a good chance to jump into question number 3, which is shot number 3. Tropico was the funnest night I've ever had in Corpus Christi. Tell me about how Tropico happened, and what is that?
It's like a mix between a concert and a club night. I wanted to bring the vibe that I've been seeing in LA and in New York and all these kind of like parties that are like just so happening. I've always wanted that kind of party here in Corpus, and House of Rock was just a natural fit. The first couple of parties were rough. We brought in our friends. Zeus was one of the first ones that we brought in. Carne asada from the Valley as well, And I mean, dude, it built, you know what I mean? And 1 year later, there's 600 people there, and there's people waiting out in line, and the shit is fucking packed. We just don't have the outlet to show people that like, yo, this is happening right now. For a long time, that's kind of been our downfall. But guys like you that are out there putting these people out there, showing them different fans, like, dude, the people that are watching this right now probably don't have any idea who I am, but they watched a video of Carlton Zeus or somebody else that you've interviewed in the past, and they're like, yo, that dude's fucking tight. Like, let me check that shit out. You know what I'm saying?
And it does happen.
And it does fucking happen. I really want to make something happen here, and I want to make something that I want, that I like. I just want to be known as doing something that's like quality, not just some guy that's like cool right now or whatever, know? I don't even want to be cool right now. I don't know, man. The only way I can describe it is a movement. We're creating our own movement and our own genres and our own audience, you know what I'm saying? Let's cheers to them,
cheers to that, man.
4 questions.
Can you show us a little bit of the construction of how a beat gets layered? Because I don't know this stuff, man.
I can show you, definitely.
All
Are we
right.
doing that? Is that because of the fourth shot? Cut.
Let's see, I'm gonna grab this thing.
Make yourself at home. We're both drunk.
Yeah, that's why I'm grabbing the accordion.
This is the record that I actually sampled for Que Le Pasa. It's Mickey Laure, El Conductor. I was digging through all these records, and as soon as I heard that shit, like this right here, I was just like, all right, that's it. That's one.
Oh shit.
So that was the first part that I sampled, and then I sampled like the second part of the verse. Right. It was a chop, you know what I'm saying? I kind of like cut it up, but it's such a cool track though.
Jesse, thank you for joining us on 3 Shots, 3 Questions.
Thank you, man. Thank you for coming through, and you're always welcome here at the studio.